Hello, Internet. I'm probably going to title this video something to the effect of Life Hangs by a Thread, or the fragility of life, or something like that. So I'll just jump right in. I think some of you have probably seen one of my videos way back in the beginning. I started documenting my cancer journey. I think it was July of 23. So, it's been more than a year and a half ago. And one of my early videos, I just talked about just like really some raw issues of just life and death and processing all that. And something happened this week that made me think about that again and just realize I wanted to kind of talk more about that. I have a really good friend who watches these videos. We grew up together. There's been long seasons of life where we weren't really in contact because of me being on the other side of the world for such a long time, and she and her husband raising a family. And so we kind of weren't close for, long periods, during our adult lives. But in the last 5 years since I've been back, we've kind of reestablished our friendship. And as most of you know, real friends, even if years go by, even if, you travel on paths that are divergent, real friends, when you connect with them again, it's like no time has passed whatsoever. And that's how it is with this friend of mine. I'm not going to mention her name, just because I didn't ask her permission to do that. But anyway, the point is, she and her husband have been like fantastic supporters of mine in this cancer battle that I've been engaged in for the last 2 years and 4 months. She has just been there for me. Like I said, she watches all these videos and I hear from her frequently. And, back when I first got sick, she would come and visit me quite often and bring me stuff. And anyway, she's just been a blessing and a really good friend through this battle that I've been engaged in for more than 2 years. Well, what happened is last week, just about exactly 1 week ago, her husband went to work, had to drive a ways out of town to meet with a client. And in the middle of that meeting, he suffered a massive stroke and was eventually taken to a large hospital here in the Twin Cities area. And, I got a text from my friend that night, late that night, and she said the news is not good, or the initial assessment is not good. And to make a long story short, a very long story short, about 48 hours after that massive brain hemorrhage stroke, the breathing tube was removed. His organs were harvested. He had indicated that he wanted to donate his organs, which is a wonderful thing for families that are waiting for that kind of a miracle. But anyway, 48 hours after the stroke, his breathing tube was removed. His viable organs were taken in order to donate to others who could really experience a miracle by getting these organs. And he passed away. So basically 48 hours after the stroke, he was gone from this earth. And, guys, during this last week, this has been something that obviously has been on my mind constantly, because I'm thinking of their family and praying for them and just processing the whole thing myself because of my own battle with cancer. And I think everybody knows somebody with cancer. Cancer touches almost every family in one way or the other. A parent, a sibling, an aunt, an uncle, even a child in some cases. But cancer, we know how cancer goes. And even in the worst cases, with cancer, sometimes you at least have a few weeks or a month, and many times much longer than that, years, to come to terms with a terminal disease and to just deal with it and process it, and then kind of gradually say goodbye to someone who eventually succumbs to the disease. But man, when you're talking about a stroke or a massive heart attack, it just hits you in the face. And again, I talked about this in a video a long time ago. There's people who wake up in the morning and perfectly healthy, and they brush their teeth and they eat a banana and they say goodbye and they go out the door and get in the car and they're gone before the end of the day for one reason or another. So anyway, again, I really just felt like I needed to process that on video here. Life is precious. Life is short. There are no guarantees. Our lives do hang by a thread. I think we're under this false impression or this delusion or something that we can control what's going to happen in 5 minutes or 1 hour or 1 day or 1 month or 1 year. And, I'm a person with a stage 4 cancer diagnosis, and my prognosis is not great. But there are other people who have got all kinds of other health issues that they're dealing with, and some people who have no health issues. And the whole point is we have today. That's it. And I just want to encourage you guys, make the most of this day. And, when you wake up in the morning, just be grateful and be thankful. And I know a lot of you know this already, and I don't want this to be a preschool lecture. But I've really been struggling with this week because, again, these friends have been so supportive of me, and now all of a sudden I'm looking at my friend who just lost her spouse very quickly when she has been so supportive of me this last 2+ years. And it just it bends the mind. So that's it for today. My own personal news, I finished my second course of treatment, and next week I will start my third course. You can maybe see on the video, I don't know how well you can see, but I'm having my skin issues. I've really been battling a lot of fatigue this last week or so. I call it the sledgehammer days. About 2 or 3 days out of the week, I just feel like I've been whacked with a sledgehammer. And I have to really learn to pace myself and to give myself permission to just rest. Then there's other days when I feel pretty good, and at least for half the day I can be kind of on the go and feel kind of normal. But the skin conditions and the fatigue are still, pretty rough. But again, I'm grateful and thankful because I know that the treatment is working. And that is the main point. And I've always said, if I know that this treatment, these drugs, this poison that's being pumped into my body, if I know that it's working and it is beating back these cancer cells, then it's worth it for me to undergo these periods, of a couple months whenever I need to. So anyway, that's all I have to say today. I will try to keep this shorter than some of my recent videos, but to all of you out there who check in, thank you again very much, and love to you all, and take care of yourselves. More later. Bye-bye.